All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I was making sure I got the date right because I've literally been like filming all morning and I'm like, yeah, I have no idea what day it is.
It's a blur nowadays.
Oh, I
Product launch
swear.
has been crazy.
Yeah, the Love Island premiering last night at 9 p.m. really messed my sleep up. But I'll give everybody kind of a second to get on here. We are super excited to kind of be talking about socialite today. We did want to, kind of dabble in doing it like podcast style, a little bit differently than we usually do. But I do want to say I did formally record a regular training that is, I think, already uploaded on Devoted on Demand. I think it was supposed to be on there at 12:30 this afternoon. So should be on there under the product training on the salon tab slide. So it a formal one is on there with like a PowerPoint and all of the formal stuff that we usually talk about and we usually do, but we wanted to do it this way so that you guys could like virtually interact with us. Like I said, we've said before, you guys can type at us and it comes on the chat box that we can literally see on the screen right here. So please, I hope you came with all of your questions. We're excited to answer them today, especially like I don't know, in person. I like to
Yeah,
think
it's nice. Very chat style. We get
I
to
like to think I'm here with everybody. I like to do this because I literally could just like talk all day long. So
I'm
it's
like
kind of
living
fun.
my podcast dreams right now.
Yeah, right? We're literally like podcast girls. Sue us.
Very fun.
So I'll get started off by just introducing myself. For those of you who don't know me or those of you who are new here, I am Makayla. I am one of the sales trainers over at Devoted. Um, I've worked in a couple different salons before, selling Devoted Creations products, of course. My previous salon that I was working at in Mississippi was a huge salon. We saw like 400 people a day. We were a five-star diamond salon, just like I'm sure a lot of you are that are on here today, hopefully. Um, and it was really awesome to kind of get introduced to the industry in like that way, especially just, seeing so many different types of customers and, selling all of the product, especially like we sold all of Devoted Creations line. So it's was a really awesome transition kind of like into this position. And it really kind of helped me in this position, like being a sales trainer, being able to go to different salons that sell different products and, see different customers. I can kind of give good ideas on that too. So, especially when I do trainings, I like to kind of talk about, who I would sell stuff to, how I would sell it. So, we're going to kind of talk about that today with Socialite, but that's enough about me, of course.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Makayla, for getting us kicked off. My name is Gracie, for those of you who may not have been able to be introduced to me yet. I'm very, very excited to be one of our newer members of the team here at Devoted. I joined back in June as our key accounts executive. So I'll be working pretty closely with you guys, especially more so coming up into the fall as we're working on product launch and such. I'll also be traveling a bit with Makayla, so very, very
Yay.
exciting there. Woo! Um, but yes, so I also came from a little bit of a similar experience that Makayla did. I actually worked for about a year and a half at a pretty local Florida chain salon where we exclusively carried Devoted Creations products. So to be here today is a very fun first full circle moment that I wasn't necessarily anticipating, but very, very grateful for.
I know. I texted her last time, like, oh, you're going to get on that with me tomorrow, right?
Or I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So yeah, very, very excited to be here. I know like it's a little bit new to see a different face on here, but I'm very, very excited to kind of be hopping in, learning from the best, obviously. And just, getting ready to hop in and kind of take on new season full force with everybody.
Yeah, we're getting so close to product launch, you guys. We're getting so
So
excited.
excited.
Um, so we're gonna get started off today just by kind of talking about Socialite, talking about why we created Socialite, kind of the ingredients, our fragrance, all of the good stuff. Of course, how you would sell it, how you would talk about it, all that good stuff. I feel like a lot of our salons already have kind of gotten it in. So I would love to hear your guys' feedback in the chat. Like I said, we can see it. So please like come with your questions as we go along. If you think about them as we go, that's fine too.
Yes,
Of
we're
course, we
ready.
could say something crazy and then y'all have a question. That's fine. Um, so we kind of just want to talk about the story of like socialite. Um, so of course, when you think of a socialite, I think of like a Paris Hilton
Yes,
or
Paris Hilton, Kim K.
yeah, right, like the divas. I'd like to think I'm like Kim K. I'm not, but I like to think of like, a socialite getting caught in like the paparazzi. And I feel like that's kind of like what this like bottle just like embodies in a way. I mean, it's like beautiful. Like the way the light reflects, it's insane, especially like under these lights.
Oh my
So
gosh, it's gorgeous.
yeah, we wanted it to be like that rich, bougie, like old money, like aesthetic. Kind of smells like you're walking out of like or walking into a rich, expensive hotel lobby, like a one that Kim K would stay at. What's the one from she goes, "If I don't have a suite at the Setai, I'm not going in Miami." I feel like that's probably what like the lobby of the Setai smells like. I would probably never get to stay there, but I feel like that's exactly what it would smell like, and
Oh, I
that's
love
kind of
that.
like something I would think of. And there was nothing like this in the Color Rush line.
Very new, very original. Especially as of late. I feel like
Yeah.
this is something super exciting that we get to bring. We get to combine two very popular types of formulas into one.
Yes, literally
So
just
I
that.
definitely think it's one of a kind right now, and yeah, we're
Yeah.
very, very
But
excited about it.
that's like one thing I feel like at Devoted we love to do is kind of fill in those gaps of things we don't have or, things we feel like we need. And that was kind of in this collection, we were missing that like mid-level DHA, mid-level cosmetic bronzer. Um, and I think, especially being on the road all this past year, Color Drip was such a hit. I mean, every salon I went to was like Color Drip, Color
I
Drip,
love.
Color Drip. And I'm like, yeah, I know I get it. Like, I love her. Like, if she has no fans, I'm dead. So, um, it was a hit, and we were like, there's really nothing like that in the Color Rush line, and we wanted to do something, along those lines with that mid-level DHA, mid-level cosmetic color, because I feel like in the Color Rush line, you have a white bronzer, you have like your natural bronzers, but we didn't, and you have like a really dark like vault, and we just didn't really have that mid-level, so we wanted to fill that void, and we were like, oh my gosh, I mean, this is
It's
like the
perfect.
perfect product. And I feel like we kind of, like you said, created like this really different formula with, like, really hydrating, but, like, lightweight at the same time.
Oh my gosh, it feels
Yeah,
amazing on the skin. If you have gotten to try it, I'm sure you already know. If
used
you
it
haven't
today.
gotten to try it yet, we are so excited for you to get to. I mean, whenever you put it on, a little bit goes a long
Oh my
way, which
gosh,
that's
yeah,
my favorite kind of product, especially if it's one of those Color Rush bottles where, you're kind of having those customers come in, you're asking them to kind of
right.
look towards that higher price point to be able to also sell them on the fact that, you put one squirt on your hand and it's covering the entire half of your leg. Like, to me, that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's my perfect lotion. I love to be able to put that on my body. I love to be able to tell people that you can put that on your body too. So I think that's also like a really, really
Yeah,
great point there as well.
and, yeah, so we were, kind of filling in that void of, like, that mid-level DHA, mid-level cosmetic color, but we also really haven't done, like, a light focused product in this collection since, like, Solar.
Mhm.
And of course, that's, an accelerator. So we wanted to do something that was, of course, different, but then also kind of tie in that like light therapy moment because, of course, if any salon owners are on here, I'm sure you guys have brought in new, fabulous, amazing equipment. With, all the hybrid equipment that's out nowadays with blue light and red light and all the different types of LED light that's in there. I think it's really important that you guys, as salon owners, employees, have that ability to have those products to sell with that equipment.
Mhm.
Just because it makes it that much easier if you have something, especially when I was working in the salon. Like I know it was awesome to kind of have a product that I could, talk about with the equipment or vice
Mhm.
versa, equipment that you can talk about with a product. And we didn't really have anything that we focused on since those products like Moonrise and Solar. So
Mhm.
we wanted to, have something that you could sell with all light hues,
No, absolutely.
being spray friendly. So it's definitely like a multi-use, very versatile product. And that was something I think we wanted to have again on here too, which is really important to us, especially, we get asked that a lot about certain like light products
Mhm.
and spray friendly products. I mean, I think we've had this conversation like the past couple of weeks, like talking about
Every day.
every day
Yeah.
about something that's like light friendly or spray friendly. I don't know why. I feel like it's been coming up a lot. Um, so that was definitely something we kind of wanted to have in here too. And of course, with it being light friendly, there's going to be pH balancers in here.
Mhm.
So your pH balancers, of course, are going to help balance the skin's pH, which is really great for all light hues. It's also really great for when you are going to be spray tanning as well because you want your skin's pH to be balanced so your skin can take on a spray tan like really, really evenly.
Mhm.
It goes on the skin like more evenly distributed, which of course if you're getting a spray tan, you don't want to look patchy and crazy. So it's really important. And then also has those light activated photosomes in here too, which are going to help make that product light friendly.
Absolutely. So definitely really just focusing, just like Makayla said, on making sure, your skin is very much prepped. Being able to, I know whenever I personally worked in the salon, we had so many regulars that, they'd come in at the end of the day and they had their ritual. They wanted to do that light therapy. They wanted to do, they wanted to be able to UV tan, and then they wanted to be able to hop into a spray booth right after. And there was no time in between. You had to have them ready like boom, boom, boom. A lot of times they probably didn't even want to sit there and reapply product. So to be able to have something where, it is very multi-use like that and very functional, I think it's just, as our industry evolves and as we're coming out with new products, it's really important to have some different things that, kind of evolve with it. So
Yeah, no,
very
it's like
exciting.
it's really important to kind of have those in there too for us, especially because when we are talking about, salon owners bringing in new equipment and stuff, we can, recommend product and have those things kind of set all in one for them to be able to talk about
Absolutely.
both, to, execute those sales with the equipment and the
Hmm.
product. And then this product is going to be ultra hydrating, as of course, as we kind of talked about, it's going to be super hydrating, but it's also going to have that lightweight hydration feel, which I personally really like. I am a big lightweight hydration gal. So in this product, like the hydrating ingredients, I would say in here are going to be that snow mushroom. We saw snow mushroom a lot last year.
So much.
Yeah. And that was when we find products or ingredients, I'm sorry, and we do a lot of research on them, we like to, put them in a lot of different products so that people can relate products to one another,
Hmm.
right? Oh, if you liked that formula because you
You're
like
going
that
to
snow
love
mushroom in
this.
this, you're going to love this one too.
Absolutely.
So it kind of makes when you guys talk about them a little bit easier too in that way. So that's super awesome. And when you're talking about ingredients, remembering ingredients, it makes it more helpful too. So that snow mushroom in there is actually going to be like a hyaluronic acid. This is kind of how
Mhm.
I talked about it all this past
Yes.
year. So it's going to be like an upgraded version of a hyaluronic acid. So it's going to give a really nice dewy, plump look to the skin, but it's also going to help retain that moisture in that skin. But it's going to retain moisture in the skin like 15 times
Times more.
more than
I
a
was going to
hyaluronic
say it's like
acid.
a crazy amount of
Yes.
extra moisture
Yeah,
that's being
so
added
I
in.
literally say all the time, like, so if you can remember nothing, just remember that snow mushroom is a hyaluronic acid on steroids. That's literally like kind of what I say when I talk
Perfect.
about it.
Perfect.
And then it's also going to have that porcelain flower extract in there,
Yes.
which I remember that from honey gleam cream.
Yes.
So that's kind of when I always talk about it.
Mhm.
Um, it's also going to help with hydration, but it's also going to help protect the skin's like immune system.
Mhm.
So that's really important because it's going to help with kind of like fighting off those like environmental stressors.
Mhm.
So it's not going to pull any moisture or take any moisture away from your skin. It's only going to help keep your skin hydrated.
Absolutely. And on top of that moisturizing and hydrating element as well as the skin protection, it also does a really cool thing of kind of being able to help boost the radiance and glow of your skin.
Yes.
So, obviously, whenever you put on a very hydrating product or something that's really kind of pumping that moisture back into your skin, a lot of times you want it to leave you with that very like youthful radiant glow.
Mhm.
So that's going to be something that, snow mushrooms really putting that hydration and moisture into the skin, and then that porcelain flower extract is really helping to kind of like illuminate
Yeah.
and glow from within.
That's
So
like perfect since we're literally going to talk about the youthful and skin
skin
perfecting.
boosting.
Youthful and skin perfecting. The way that I kind of wanted to talk about this was kind of like breaking everything up into like not just talking about like just the ingredients,
Mhm.
but talking about the ingredients in a way where it's like these are really hydrating. These are going to help with like youthful and skin perfecting.
Absolutely.
To make it a little bit easier for you guys to kind of talk about it with your customers
Mhm.
if you guys are, salon employees and all that kind of good stuff. So we added exosomes in here.
Mhm.
Exosomes we used a ton last year too.
Yes.
So exosomes are actually going to work to restore and rejuvenate healthy skin cells.
Yes.
So that's important because of course we don't want to lose any skin cells, but we want to make sure that they're healthy and we're restoring them
Mhm.
constantly so that they are kind of portraying that more, youthful appearance and that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely. And then we also have, I'm going to kind of trio these together just because I think it's a
Yeah,
really great thing to talk about
love
all
it.
in one. Collagen was a huge, huge thing that from our 2025 collection, I feel like that was like a main takeaway. We really wanted to, help restore the appearance of the skin, smooth fine lines and wrinkles, really help to just like rejuvenate and refresh, give you a very like plump, youthful appearance. So a couple different ingredients that we actually have in this specific product. We have that collagen banking complex. I feel like that was infamous last season.
Oh
It was
my
in almost
gosh.
every
Yeah.
single product that we put out.
Yeah, and if y'all remember, I talked about this if I came to train your staff. Neutrogena actually had come out with a collagen banking complex like moisturizer
Mhm,
last year, and that was one thing I was like, if you know somebody uses that, right? Like tie that in to
mhm.
talking about that product. Like if you use this in your day to day, that's
Absolutely.
an ingredient that's literally in this product right here. So
Love that.
something random.
No, that's so good. I love that you do that too, and I think that's something I definitely have done, or I'm going to continue working to really kind of pull from how you train and you show everybody. I love that, kind of having that real life comparison
Yeah.
because a lot of times when you're working at a salon, regardless of the age, I feel like a lot of young women, young men nowadays are really, really interested in skincare. So to be
Yes.
able to combine that with something that's a very like real life product, that is really neat as well for our customers who may not be able to see the behind the scenes like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on top of that collagen banking complex, we're also going to have both vegan collagen and a peptide complex. So, both of those are going to also utilize that collagen to really help plump, restore, firm the skin, just give you that very like fresh, youthful appearance.
Yeah. And then we added ISO Slim in here. So this is going to help give the skin a more like firm and like toned appearance.
Love.
If you can't like slim, it's going to make you look slim and toned and skinny. So this is going to do a really great job of again giving that more youthful skin perfecting appearance
Mhm.
by helping to work to tighten and tone the skin up a little bit. Um, so that's really great. I mean, there's so many like skin perfecting, youthful ingredients that are in here. So, talking about this product, giving it more that youthful, that, bougie socialite, like,
Absolutely.
that a socialite's gonna look her best.
Absolutely. Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, Kim
Skin
Kardashian,
flawless, body
like,
flawless.
I'm like, sorry, Kim K never looks bad. Like, so I think it's one of those things that's like super important. And it kind of, is like a little play on like words with the product, of course. Um, and then skin brightening. So this product itself, I mean, just the bottle, like just the way it
I
like
love that. I
shines.
wish you could see the iridescence like on the
Yeah.
camera, but yeah, if you haven't seen it in person,
Just zooming in.
it's
Yeah,
actually
you can
insane. It's gorgeous.
yeah, you can kind of see the foil on there.
Beautiful.
So if you can't remember this, of course it's going to be like skin brightening.
Yes.
It's gonna have Glowplex in here. This actually is also an ingredient from Honey Gleam Cream that I always remember. Glowplex is gonna be an ingredient that contains niacinamide. It's going to help blur any like imperfections on the skin, which I absolutely love when I wear this like under makeup, just because it's again going to help like blur any
Mhm,
imperfections. But it's also gonna help brighten the skin up and it's gonna help fight any of that like hyperpigmentation.
mhm.
So it's really important to kind of, give the skin a more even complexion, but niacinamide's also like super repairing too. So if you feel like
Love
you
that.
have any like miscoloration on your skin or your legs or any hyperpigmentation, this is a really great ingredient that's going
Mhm.
to be in Socialite.
Love that. I know, and I think too, especially with that niacinamide, and then kind of comparing it and like pairing it into a product that also has hyaluronic acid. I feel like if any of you are familiar with like The Ordinary or any of these other kind of or Bioma, any of these more like accessible skincare ingredients that are kind of
Hmm.
hot on the market right now, a lot of those are going to compare those two ingredients and pair them together. So that is really nice to kind of have both of those incorporated in different ways into the product.
Yeah,
That's kind of where we also as well added that golden C. So
I love her.
for those of you who don't know, it's actually a way that micro gold particles are able to help vitamin C penetrate deeper into your skin. Vitamin C, as you know, is amazing for brightening.
Yeah,
I used to put it on my face
yeah.
every single day
A lot of
before
people
using our
just use like
product.
a raw
Hmm.
like vitamin C
C serum.
serum. Yeah. I mean, I use like raw like hyaluronic acid on my face.
Me too. Love it.
So this is like one of those things where it's going to give your skin like almost like just a really insane amount of like vitamin C.
Hmm.
So it's going to again kind of help blur those imperfections, help with that hyperpigmentation, and then again just keep your skin really like pretty
Healthy,
and glowy. And
rejuvenated.
then, with all of those other ingredients, it's skin perfecting, it's youthful, it's brightening, it's hydrating. This is going to make your skin all in all just look like picture perfect, like a
Hmm.
socialite skin would. So if
Absolutely.
you literally, if you think of a socialite, just literally think of all the ingredients that are in here.
I also feel like too, for those of you who have used the product, I definitely think it leaves like a very nice sheen on the skin because it
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have that shimmer or that kind of glittery finish like some of our other
No,
products
it gives that
do.
like dewy, like
Yes.
plump,
It you
bouncy
can
look.
really, really see
Mhm.
everything that we're talking about in terms of these ingredients. You can see the kind of finish on your
Yeah.
skin. I know like when we first got to try it, I used it every single day. You would have had to like pry it out of my cold hands. And like I think today was probably the first day I used something different. So
I know.
absolutely obsessed with
I
it.
remember when we had this one in testing, I was like, "Oh, I already know my new favorite's
My
gonna be."
favorite. Oh, it's so
Has
good.
anybody in here used it? I saw Sierra said it spreads very easily, so I assume you've probably used it. Do you love it? And then Kimberly said we sold out in one day. It's been a fan favorite so far.
That's
Literally
exciting.
love that.
Yes.
Um,
So exciting to hear.
I know I love hearing this because I haven't been on the road to like train on this in person yet. So that's usually when I get a lot of my feedback or like, we hear about the product. So has anybody else used it and like absolutely loved it like we do? Um, we'd love to hear your thoughts because
Yes.
we love it so much. It's literally my absolute favorite. Um, but with that being said, I don't just like love the ingredients. Of course, I love the ingredients, I love the feel, but I also love this fragrance.
Me too.
She is that
I
girl.
maybe a hot take, but I will go out on a limb and say this might be my absolute favorite fragrance that we have out right now.
It's so good.
I think it's
It's so
so
different.
clean, so fresh.
Mhm.
I know like a lot of times I tend to steer more towards more like perfumey or
Me
fragranted
too. I
products.
usually do too.
And so that's why it completely caught me off guard whenever I put this on for the first time. And like, I know sometimes whenever
Yeah.
you get out of the bed, you can kind of have like, it alters the smell a little bit. If anything, I felt like it smelled better on my
No,
skin. I was
yes.
like, I feel like I just like stepped out of
Yeah.
like my like dryer. Like, I'm like,
No, and
this
I
is
literally
so
say all the
clean.
time, I'm like, if anybody's on here that knows me, I'm obsessed with Barefoot Beachwood, which is like
Oh my goodness.
so perfumey. Like, I mean, anybody knows. I'm like, I love to do this thing at like trainings where I'll do like a pop quiz. I don't know, like we'll just like do stuff at the end or something. And I'm like, okay, what's my favorite tannic extender? And sometimes if people have been on my trainings, they know that it's Barefoot Beachwood. So I generally go for more of like a perfumey fragrance, but this fragrance, we call it Luxe Cashmere,
Hmm.
but it is going to be that really like light spa-like fragrance, I would
Yes.
say. It's very giving rich, bougie hotel lobby.
Yes.
Um, it's gonna be like almost like a light citrus fragrance, like powdery light citrus, if you will.
Yes, I think it always like one of my absolute favorite scents ever. Although this is not a dupe, one of my like absolute favorite products that I'll use from Bath and Body Works is like that Laundry Day or that like clean and fresh kind of
Yeah, yeah,
scent.
yeah.
Anything in that collection, I probably own it. So to be able to put this up and like just like walk out smelling like this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. So it's good to know that other people feel the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sierra said I tried it last night. I really like the texture and smell. Reminds me of powder, fresh shower, fresh deodorant, but also smells unisex. That too.
Uh-huh.
And she said no aftertaste odor. This is like a super unisex fragrance too,
Yes,
I would say, which
I
I
think
think
it's
is
perfect for that.
perfect. And then Kimberly said it's super fresh compared to a warm, breezy September day in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey, so I get it.
It's like that's Michaela's jam.
Yes, yes, but it's very light spa-like, but almost like a sweet spa-like.
Yes.
It just gives that very like rich hotel lobby vibe, but very clean, fresh smelling. It's not going to be too perfumey, so it's definitely going to be more unisex. So, when you are talking to customers about this, whether that is female, whether that is male, right? I always say like, open it up, smell it, put a little bit on the back of your hand, right? Rub it in. Um, and it's one of those products too that, if somebody doesn't want something like as dark as say Vault, this is going to
Mhm.
be a perfect option for them with that
Yes.
mid-level DHA, that mid-level cosmetic coloring. Somebody literally just said, "We just ordered, cannot wait to introduce to our clients." We
Exciting.
can't wait for you to introduce it to your clients either. I'm literally so excited to get on the road and start training everybody,
Oh my
especially so
gosh,
I can
yes.
hear all the feedback. But I do want to put a little bit on the back of my hand just for those of you who haven't seen a swatch or anything yet. Let me see.
You're good. You
Oh, you
let
want
me
me to
know
put it
where you
on your
need to
hand?
go, girl.
Okay.
All right, there we
Sorry,
go.
I just put a
Okay,
lot on her hand.
you're good. We're good.
So
Like we
that's
said,
gonna
a
be a
little bit goes a
swatch.
long way.
Yeah, but it is like look at the perfect like light caramel color that is.
It's so pretty. Love her.
Kim said I love that it's a unisex. It's a product that's really geared towards any and everybody, and it is. Especially, right, these are your customers when they come in, and you have that customer that, goes in your hybrid equipment or is using your red light, is, using that spa-like equipment and their UV tanning, and maybe they're a spray tan customer. This is going to be that product for them, especially if they want that lighter fragrance. And they do want a little bit of that DHA and that little bit of cosmetic coloring, but they don't want something that's too dark or, too much DHA or anything like that. It's that perfect, just, lotion that is very, very versatile for a lot of different customers that come into your salon.
No, absolutely. And I think too, like we put it on my hand and I like can I
It
have
smells
my
so
hand on my lap and I can smell it from here. It
Yeah.
smells
I used it
incredible.
today too, and I can still like kind of
It's like
smell
lingering
myself.
in the office. You know, whenever like someone walks back and they can tell we all tanned with it that day
Yeah.
because the whole office just smells like fresh and clean. But no, absolutely. I definitely think this is one that's going to be on the road with me whenever I'm traveling with you. Definitely one that we're very excited to see. Yeah, it looks like we've got some really great feedback on it so far.
Yes,
Yeah,
everything's
super
perfect, super
balanced.
balanced. It is. It really is a product that's really great for so many different
Mhm.
customers. And when you guys are talking about this product, like, don't forget to mention all the hybrid benefits
Yes.
and, how beautiful and perfect it's going to make your skin look, especially, for those salons that are in those like colder areas. I know I do a lot of trainings in the cold. Um, literally all my trainings are in the cold. So every time, when I'm in different areas, I can even like feel my skin like getting dry when I go to
Mhm.
different places because we live in Florida. So it's a totally different climate.
Completely
So
different.
I feel like, especially for those places where it's a little bit colder, but even in those warmer places where, you want that like balance, it's just that perfect mix between like super hydrating but not too like thick.
Absolutely.
I just feel like has that perfect, kind of like middle ground right there where it's really great for those people that want a hydrating lotion but don't want something that's super
Mhm.
super thick on their skin.
I know I definitely noticed that, especially lately when we've been using it and really wanting to like test the product so that as we're kind of speaking about it to you guys, we kind of know firsthand exactly what it smells like, what it feels like, what your like customers and clients are going to want to hear about it. I think a big thing for us here right now, as you know, many of you know, we're here in Florida. We are kind of in the midst of our hurricane season. So it's
Yippee.
rain, yeah. Ooh.
Yay.
Born and raised here, and it never gets old. So but, it's kind of muggy, it's a little hot, it's a little rainy nowadays, and sometimes, some of those, like, more hydrating or thicker formulas, if you walk out, you can kind of almost feel it on your skin a little
Yeah,
bit more
not this one.
depending on the climate. This one, I feel like you walk out and it's literally like I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I forget that I tanned with it," because my skin just feels like it just absorbed, like, all of the moisture. It's very, very lightweight and, like, almost
Literally,
a gentle
as you were
touch.
saying that, I'm like I feel so hydrated, but
Mhm.
like I almost like forget that I like tan today because it's absorbed into my skin like
It's
so
amazing.
nicely.
It's like
Yeah,
magic.
it is. It's like magic. It's magic what happens over here at Devoted Creations. But I think that's all we have for you guys today. We hope you enjoyed this. If you guys do have any questions, we'll kind of hang back for a couple minutes, answer some
For
questions.
Gracie.
But thank you guys for joining us today. We are really getting excited for, things that are upcoming. So stay tuned. We're definitely going to be trying to kind of do this more, especially with this year, to kind of ramp things up and hopefully, more of you join us and come on here. And again, thank you so much. We're so excited and we hope you guys love Socialite just as much as we do.
Yes, we're obsessed. Can't wait to see you guys soon.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.